Hey guys, it's Tippler 3848 here, and you just caught me having a little boogie there because we need good cardio before this one. We're going to solo the Nightfall, the new Nightfall that dropped a matter of minutes ago. The modifiers on this one are Arc, Nightfall, Epic, Nightfall, Arc Burn, Light Switch, and Specialist, I believe it's called. It's where your special ammo, not ammo, your special weapon, your patience in time, which I've got right here. I'm actually carrying my Fatebringer here, but with the Arc Burn I've gone for Fatebringer, patience in time, and a Valedictorian with the Arc weaponry on it. So what have we done here so far? We've run past the two Shriekers because you don't actually need to kill those. We're going to run down into this first room, and what you're going to basically want to take out here is you've got two knights on the top who both will be shooting big boomy arc things at you, and you've got a wizard which you really want to get down nice and quickly. It does have a solar shield, but if you just keep hitting it with your Fatebringer or whatever arc weapon you're using, Oversoul Edict is just as good, probably better actually, because it'll probably have the additional hive damage, although it's not a major or ultra, so it might not. But this is a really easy room. It's got sort of three. A couple of Thrall do spawn right at the top as well, I think, but you can just sort of pop them off as and when you see them. But obviously with that light switch you're going to want to do that nice and quickly. So, another room. I don't know why they bothered kind of putting this in. You can just run past everything. Just hug that sort of left corner, get out of there. They will shoot you, but they shouldn't get enough arc tracer bullets on you to actually take you down. But I'm sorry if this is a slightly kind of long video. I don't know if these are sort of tutorial-y or just me kind of talking about how I managed to do it, but whatever you want to take it as. If you can take any sort of hints and tips off of it, then fantastic. If not, then just enjoy the gameplay and listen to my droney voice. But in here, finally get our supercharged. I've taken my Warlock again as I did last week, just to have that ultimate kind of safety net of, if I do die, then I've got something to fall back on. So we're just clipping all the dregs in this room, but we can see you've got a couple of sniper vandals right at the back. But best thing to do, patience and time to the face, they go down nice and quickly. Unlucky yell. Crazy little vandal, but yeah, most of the stuff here has got arc damage on their weapons. What are you looking at with the arc damage? Some of the captains have got it, which is a bit irritating because they usually have their shrapnel launchers, which are solar. You've got vandals, which have always got snipers, which are arc, and tracer bullets, which are arc. Some of the dregs have got arc. Shanks have got arc. The walker that comes up in a wee while have got arc. As you can see, the dregs have got arc grenades. This one is it's pretty much laced with arc damage, pretty much with every single enemy that you come across, which is a bit annoying. But as long as you're quite careful, you're gonna be okay. Basically, if I can do it, a lot of other people can do it, because I'm not the best Destiny player in the world. But I'm good enough to get by, I like to think. But ooh, look at that, he threw that right on my face. And that is not very nice, Mr. Dreggy. Do not throw things at my face. We got a load of Reaver dregs in here, which do take a while to actually put down, even with the additional arc, just because they run around. There's so many rocks for them to hide behind in this little room. But the reason it's so long is I want to keep as much of the actual run in, where I could kind of cut here and there. I have done, but I think with videos like this, people accept it being a bit longer as opposed to the kind of FIFA videos where nobody wants to be sat there for 20 minutes watching kind of pointless highlights. But what we're doing here, Taniks has arrived on his shiny elevator, so all you've got to do is keep sort of popping him in the face till he's immune from all damage, which was that point, and he will bugger off. And that's pretty much what half the strike is. Half the strike is hitting that guy and waiting for him to run away, which is a bit of an irritation because you'd rather just finish him off there and there, in the killing sense, not in any other kind of sense of finishing him off. But we go up the lovely shiny elevator. But we come to this first room in the upper decks, and what I actually found out when doing this, because I was just stood in that doorway for about sort of 5 to 10 seconds going, where is everybody? But you actually have to run into the left hand side where the first vandal, melee vandals, you know, the ones that come absolutely steaming at you with the two swords. You have to wait until you can see red on your radar, then you can run back to this doorway and you can just sort of camp here just to be nice and safe. You get your shanks, which is so annoying. Look at the damage they do, look how quickly with that arc burn they can take you down, and they've got a solar shield, so it does take a couple of hits with your primary. I should really have just kept popping patience and time into them, because that was a one-hit kill. But the first thing you're going to want to do in these rooms, any of these rooms with that guy in it, is just get rid of him. Not because of the damage, because it's solar. I mean, he didn't hit me dead on there, but it did take a little bit away. And you can't take kind of 4 or 5 consecutive hits, because that will kill you. But it's because the splash damage and the kind of cloud of colour and smoke and whatever else his Scorch Cannon creates can just be quite blinding and can just get in your way. And if that gets in your way, you're going to have a bad time. So, what are we doing here? We're just killing a few wolf captains here and there. We can see there's a lot of red on this left hand side. Melee, melee, melee vandals. But we've taken that one out with a lovely solar grenade. I mean, if you're the hunter or something, I guess you could use the arc blade dancing class, and gives you additional arc damage, that's the one. But I do something stupid here. I try to get that guy with my rocket launcher, and I end up getting got by the melee vandals, and that's how unforgiving this Nightfall is, and how unforgiving Light Switch is on a general basis, basically. But we're just trying to get rid of this wolf captain, because again, he's got a shrapnel launcher, which it takes a while for it to put you down, but because he takes so much damage to put down, again with the added specialist, the special ammo damage, I probably would have been better just clipping him with my patience and time, but I didn't want to use too much of my patience and time kind of ammo up here. And looking back on it right now, because I'm doing a post commentary, because for some reason, even though everything was set up correct when I initially recorded this, because I much rather do live commentaries on things like this, because not only does I think it sounds better for me if someone's talking about it as they're there and as they're doing it, so you can kind of hear what their thoughts and feelings are while they're doing it, but also just because, oh, yep, sorry, I was just watching that, making sure, just got to make sure there that these little snipers don't get you, because although they're only red health bar, if that sniper bullet hits you, you are in trouble. But yeah, to me, the actual commentary sounds better as you're going through it, but I'm going to cut it a little bit here, snip, and we're going to go into this second room. This is the Faller room, which I hagged the sort of back left here, as you can see, because it's got that giant kind of rocket or something, I think it is. Well, it's just a container of some sort that you can hide behind just to keep away from the tracer bullets. A couple will get round and sort of clip you here, there and everywhere, but you can pop out, shoot a couple in the face with the Fatebringer's explosive rounds. That is a lot better, because these enemies are so compacted, it's kind of unreal. But what we're doing in here is we're just picking off all of the kind of little enemies, a couple of the dregs, a couple of the vandals, waiting for that right hand door to open over there. But I've skipped it along here because that took a little while. But what you need to do is, if you go sort of halfway down the corridor, that corridor, then there are vandals right at the bottom, which I'm trying to cap a few of here, because they've got a lot of tracer rounds and they are kind of annoying. But once you've done enough, you get the new objective of destroy the walker. Kill the destroy the walker. But yeah, we get the new objective, and vandals and captains start coming out of that right hand door. So that's why I was kind of nervously looking that way. You get a couple of captains and stuff down the bottom, dregs, what have you, but with the arc burn, you can pretty much just take those out. But the main things that you're looking out for here is that goddamn walker. But first of all, I would say take as much of the little stuff out as you can, because although one sort of solitary drag or something isn't going to do too much damage, if you get sort of 2 of those and a vandal, all with arc burn, then you're in trouble. But that is the weapon you really have to look out for. But there's an additional looking out for with this walker, because I believe that his, if you call that rocket his secondary weapon, his primary weapon, the little shots, that's arc damage. So if you get hit by a couple of those, you're gonna go down quite quickly. But as you can see, I'm just sort of jumping up, throwing rockets at it as and when I can. What we're waiting for is the exploder shanks. But they're nice and easy. Look, they're a one-hit kill with an arc damage weapon, and like the Thrall, if you shoot one, they all explode. So, unless you get blindsided by an exploder shank, then you're going to be okay. But I tried to do this. I know there's a corner or somewhere up high where you can kind of hide and nothing can hit you, but I didn't want to use that because I'd rather sort of play the game, be in danger, but I'm not in too much danger because I have got my self-res. But I guess if I get caught without my self-res, then I could be in trouble. But this is what I've tried to do. Just tried to go invisible with patience and time, sort of nip around that corner. See, you can see me aiming down the sides, going invisible, nip around that corner, look for a leg, and it's 1, 2, 3 shots into the leg, and he's down. And then you're waiting for that juicy brain of his. Oh, brains! But you're looking at 33,000 damage per hit. Once you get him down to about a third, this happens. The horde arrive. But the best way I found it is just spam them with grenades. Easier, obviously, again with the Warlock because you get 2 grenades. But again with Fatebringer, you bring them down quite quickly because there's not a lot of yellow health bar stuff. It's not like a lot of the other Nightfalls. You have things with shields, but you don't have too many sort of hallowed or whatever the fallen equivalent is. Reaver? Yeah, Reaver. You don't get too many Reaver captains. You get a couple here and there, you get a couple of Reaver dregs, but it's nothing compared to, ooh, say the Mars Strike, the Valus to Dickface rocket wanker. That guy. Yeah. But you can see we are using our little technique again, just popping 3 into the leg, getting it down, and shooting the juicy brain until he dies. But when you're doing that, you do also have to be mindful that Vandal snipers do spawn at the top. There's a little rail and they sort of hide just behind those. There's a couple of hidey points. But then when you get down to the bottom, you get a couple of shanks and dregs, I think it is. So be careful there, because shanks, dangerous when you get a couple. But again, what I like to do here is run halfway down. As soon as he spawns, shoot a rocket, jump out of the way of his Scorch Cannon, shoot another rocket. And depending how much you hit him, obviously there are 3 corners that he can spawn at. But I think I hit him enough that he does not spawn around this second corner, he spawns straight to the third. It's all around the damage that you give him at that point, but you just got to watch out for these stupid melee Vandals, look at them. But I was a bit cheeky in the middle of that Fallen section, the Fallen Walker section, because I did wait around for my my self-res to refill, because I wanted to get it done nice and quickly, and especially when you're kind of halfway through, you've put a bit of time into it, you feel like, I don't want to have to go through all this again. But you can see he did spawn around there, we got 1 more rocket into his leg, and now we're into the main room. And what the key here, I think, with the amount of arc burn I've got on here, is just get him down before anything spawns. So we're going to finish him off with a couple of rockets, a couple of hits of the Fatebringer, but you can see that his Scorch Cannon does still take you down nice and quick, but we haven't got time to kind of wait for our armour to refill. Plus, you get time to refill your armour if you shoot him a couple of times in the face. He does flinch quite a lot, but that's it, done! Soloed! What do I get for my hard work? Nout. Absolutely nout. I get a crappy legendary, which I believe in the next cut, as if by magic, is going to arrive right now. But yeah, we get a subtle nudge, which I've got hundreds of, hate them, and it sounds like a weird sex term. Hey, man, how did the date go? Well, I gave it the subtle nudge. But as you can see, we're going to start off, or finish off as we started, dancing. Get that cardio exercise in. But thanks for watching again, guys. I enjoy these solo ones. See if you can beat my time. I think it took me about 21:30. Chuck a link to your video in my comment section, and I'll check them out. And we'll see how far we can take this. But as it says, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video, Destiny, FIFA, or otherwise.
I took her down the playhouse. It was my choice and I figured that's a cool place, right? She came down the hill with looks that could kill, and she said hi.